my friend Gage is gonna talk to you. Oh, and John Claude, he'll be there, oh, too. Even though they're not close together, they're far away. There, one's in Tampa, the other one's in LA. Oh, Gage, what's the show called again?
Fucking, it's Almost Adults. Shit.
Almost adult. Shit.
Almost Adults, 10th episode, starring Jean-Claude Gide, Carlos Cribeiro, Thomas Adams, Gage Agnew, and Kat.
That was my introduction.
You just like splice over like the cheering audience where they're just like, woo, yeah.
That was my announcer voice.
I just felt like it was like a 70s game show.
Yeah, and how they slow run out onto the stage and like come up to the front like shaking their hands like, yeah.
Jean-Claude, come on down. All right.
So that was Price is Right, Carlos, if I'm not mistaken.
What I was doing?
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to do Smash Brothers.
I took my Joni song. I don't know why it came to my mind. It's him with the trumpet or whatever.
Oh, I've heard that from Family Guy, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Fuck you and your Family Guy. American Dad is where it's at.
Thank you. I happen to agree with you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's because the writers of American Dad were ex-Futurama writers.
Really?
Oh, really?
That's why the show is good, yeah.
Futurama's the best.
I never thought that American Dad was good at all.
The first couple seasons are
I never
garbage.
really watched it, so I wouldn't know, but...
I personally hate Family Guy.
I really hate Family Guy.
I used to watch it a lot when I was like in early high school, and then I just stopped caring.
Yeah, that's what happened to most Family Guy fans. Anyways, welcome to Almost Adults. This is the Love Podcast. The Love Podcast. Ooh. And we have an all-star cast, which I'm so excited about. We have, as always, Jean-Claude Gide.
Hey, everyone, just smack my lips even though Gage told me not to. That's how I'm starting off this episode. All right, good.
Starting strong, Jean-Claude.
Let me take a sip of water.
And we have returning for the second time. You're returning for the second time. This is his third appearance. Carlos Cribeiro.
Hi.
Gee, Carlos, you're on top of it.
Hey.
And we have returning for the first time, second appearance, Kat.
Woo!
Yeah, Kat really wanted to come back on. She was begging, she was pleading. She's like, I'll do anything.
There's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, this was what I was afraid for, because we have 5 people. Who's the 5th one? A brand new guy, Thomas Adams.
Hello.
Hi. Wow, okay.
Did we both synchronize on that, Carlos?
I think we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was beautiful.
Incredible.
I think this might have been a mistake doing 5 people at once, but let's get right
No,
to
I
it.
think it's a good idea, because like we were saying earlier, if it was just one of any of us, it would have been the most depressing episode.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are so down on this episode.
Oh, you'll find out.
Hey,
out. We'll get into it.
Hey, all I'm going to say is this. When it's 5 at one time, it's called an orgy. And you're never lonely in an orgy. Just saying.
I don't know if that's what I agreed to, but okay, I'll roll with it.
I guess that's true.
We're a little bit man-heavy here.
Carlos, this is a little PG-13.
I think that's the theme for the adult film industry. It's like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'll roll with it. And then it just kind of happens.
Yeah, you gotta have a good attitude.
That's the theme for life, Carlos. You go, I don't know what's happening, but I guess I'll just keep on living.
And then
That's how
someone
I
gives you
feel
a brown paper bag filled with a couple $1,000s in it. You take it. You don't question it.
And blow it on cocaine.
Well, what if there's cocaine in the bag?
Oh, then you're good.
Okay, Carlos is from Miami. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he is.
Yeah.
And
Which correlates very heavily to cocaine and money in brown paper bags.
if there was 3 things I would describe Carlos with, it would be cocaine, money, and paper bags.
I mean, he's basically the Cuban Tony Montana.
I mean,
Exactly.
Tony Montana was Cuban.
I was just about to say, wasn't Tony Montana very Cuban?
I didn't want to correct him.
So
'cause
you
Thomas
are
is the
just
new
Tony
guy.
Montana.
Al Pacino played him and he's Italian. That's confusing.
It is. It's actually terrible. But it's such a good movie that nobody cares.
It isn't a good movie, but we'll
What
get
did you
back
say?
to that.
Oh my
I said
gosh.
Scarface wasn't a good movie.
Get out of here. Did you ever visit my room in Tallahassee?
I did. It was right above the toilet, and I pooped near him, and I said, "Fuck you, Tony
For
Montana."
those who don't know, I had a giant Scarface poster in my bathroom above the toilet.
Above the toilet. And Carlos prayed to him every night.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you meant Carlos's room was above a toilet and he pooped in it.
Okay, so you're not too far from that, Jean-Claude, because remember, I had the room above Gannon's room, and there was a toilet below.
Oh, true.
Oh, okay.
So you're
So all the
correct on
sewage went to, like, Gannon's bed.
Pretty much.
Anyways.
If you guys want to know who Gannon is, revert back to the episode before this, and he's the guy that pissed on an entertainment system.
Oh, I'm so happy you guys talked about that, because I think about that a lot.
Were you there, Kat?
Yes, I was.
Oh, I wasn't there.
That night was so great. I laughed so hard, I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up from the couch. Like, laugh.
You could have done something. You could have stopped the whole thing, Carlos. You
No,
chose to
Listen,
sit there and
that
laugh.
man started, there was nothing to do to stop that stream. There was nothing I could do. If I stopped it, he would have just peed everywhere else.
He's like a dog.
He would have peed on the gush. Like, there are people behind him. So he would have turned around and just pissed everyone. Like, no! Like, I would not want to do that for the,
All right,
for the sake
guys.
of everybody else.
Let's talk about Pee Pee Pants City and more talk about what was your first crush, you guys? What was your first crush? Let's start off very simple, very innocent.
Whoa.
Her name was Erica, and I was in kindergarten. Probably she was about 6 years old. So was I.
Was she hot?
For a 6-year-old?
I mean, in your mind, was she hot?
Oh yeah, I
I don't think a 6-year-old's mind could comprehend, like, the concept of hot.
I know what pretty was.
Yeah, there's two water faucets. One is hot and one is cold. I think people can kind of understand that.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
We've confirmed that this 6-year-old was pretty.
So
pretty.
this pretty 6-year-old, how did it go down? Are you still with her today?
No. What? I was never with her to begin with.
What are
Never
these
worked out.
questions?
No, I'm asking, how did it play out? How did it play out?
Give us the dirty deets.
Give us the dirty deed.
She was my kindergarten crush, and then she moved away in the 2nd grade.
Oh,
Oh.
that's so tragic.
Oh, man.
Was it
Carlos.
2nd grade or 3rd grade?
Oh, God.
One of those, but it was painful.
Have you ever tried to get in contact with her?
No. Oh, wait. Okay, all right. Here's where it becomes a little weird. So, I think it was like a year ago. Actually, I think I just graduated from college or something and like went home. I don't know what I was doing. And then I was like looking through Facebook and I think I found somebody I knew from way back when. And I was like, oh, look at this person. And they just popped up as like a recommended friend. And I'm like, oh, I wonder who else would be here. And then I started looking for random people and she was one of the ones I looked for. And then I found her pictures recently and she looks very similar, very familiar, much of the same of what she looked like when she was 6. And that's how I recognized it was her.
Very, very interesting. So what you're saying is there's a chance that you could be with her.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Go seek her out. Be like, remember kindergarten? Those were some good times. Like, let's pick this back up. Let's reignite the spark.
Remember nap time? Remember how you slept in that corner of the room and I slept in the other corner of the room?
That's true. You pretty much already slept together, so there's definitely chemistry there.
You're right. I also hated nap times. So
And that was when Carlos had his
I
first
never
wet
got
dream.
nap time. I'm so envious when people mention nap time.
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, that was my first time.
His first
Actually,
time in kindergarten.
I think, actually the first time was probably in pre-K, because I think I peed my pants as a pre-K kid, sleeping one time.
We
So that's
all
why-
did that.
We've
We all
all...
did that.
So that was like my yellow dream.
Why are we
woke
going
up
back to
peeing my
pee-pee,
pants.
man?
It just happens. It's a thing of life. It's nature. It's the circle of life. You gotta pee all the time. It's good for you.
It's a Freudian thing.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's more
Probably.
physics. All things descend into entropy. All stories descend into pee-pee dreams.
all drunken dreams.
Yeah, I
turn
wrote my
into you
thesis on
getting
it. That's
and
what I have
peeing
my
all over your stuff.
PhD in.
Thomas, you're the new kid on the block. Why don't you talk
I am.
about your first crush?
My first crush was in the 1st grade. It was some chick that lived in my neighborhood, and she would come over after school, and after about a year of flirtatious, child
Ooh, you're playing
behavior.
you're playing the long game.
Whoa.
We were if I remember correctly, we were in the guest room of my house, and all of a sudden, it was the last day of school, and she starts essentially making out with the other kid that was my friend.
Oh no.
Ah.
Whoa.
Oh no.
In your house?
Ah,
We're 7 years old, mind you.
Wait,
and this
7 years
started happening.
old?
Yeah.
Oh god, I feel worthless. All right, keep
It
going.
was, and then me being the narc that I am, I ran over to her parents' house and told on her because I was
nice.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Nice.
and was like, Aaron and Lindsay were kissing. I'm screaming that to her mom. And then, fun fact, that kid ended up being a homosexual. So,
That was a great end to that story.
Oh, such is life. Everything
I
keeps
actually have a
rolling.
similar story.
I saw her at FSU like 15 years later. It was the most bizarre thing.
Whoa.
How'd that go?
You know, it was like just sort of like a casual, like, oh, hey, kind of thing. Because our moms, like, are still kind of friends, I guess. Because her mom is like a well-known jeweler in town. So she helped me, like, with the whole engagement ring thing. So,
Oh.
like,
Yeah,
we're
we
still...
didn't even mention that. Thomas is engaged.
Congratulations, man.
We have a wide arrangement in here. Thomas is engaged. Carlos has been dating for quite a while. Jean-Claude has had some long-term relationships or two.
Uh-huh.
I have never dated in my life.
I'm also terminally single over here.
Terminally single.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Don't say the word terminally before anything else, because for a second I was just worried.
I'm also terminal. Oh my god.
I am the terminal. We talked about that in one of our podcasts, the terminals. You're like,
terminal?
Hungry Tom Hanks' face is the cutest thing.
I don't think those were my exact words, but it's something of that
I
effect, yeah.
paraphrase that so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say hungry Tom Hanks face?
Yeah.
Tom
What
Hanks,
is
the
that?
Terminal.
There's a movie
It's a
called The
movie?
Terminal, and in the
Oh, I
movie,
love that movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great
it
movie.
seems like everyone our age loves that movie. The Terminal is about like a Ukrainian played by Tom Hanks who is stuck in the airport because he can't fly back home and he can't get out of the airport because of his visas. And Steven Spielberg directed it, and it was an enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
I did not see it.
Oh, get on
It's like
that
a
An
train.
emotional roller coaster, if you
It's
will.
good.
It's a good movie, Conan. It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Go on, shabba, shabba. Ooh.
It's a good. Yeah, I had like a combination of Carlos's and Thomas's story because I had a crush in kindergarten. That was just like a, oh, hey, we're cute and young, hee hee.
That was like 10 years ago, right?
It was actually like 3 years ago, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in 3rd grade right now. I'm a big boy.
Baby Geniuses. Go for it.
Baby Geniuses 3, Gage Agnew
The
edition.
Gage Agnew story.
That's a movie I'd watch.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about, we went to Virginia because we used to be from Virginia, and I had a huge crush on this girl that we were in a play with, and she ended up going behind my back and kissing my brother.
Oh my
Oh
God,
man,
what?
Pierce.
Oh
But
no.
here's the kicker. I did not find out till a year later.
Oh no.
It was
Damn.
devastating.
That's really sad.
And I've been single ever since.
Oh god.
No.
Like, I don't know,
You should
man.
go
Prove
like
your
punch
love
your
for her.
brother.
Yeah, I think that's the key to breaking the curse.
Oh, but
Yeah.
it has a happy ending. I looked her up on Facebook a couple years ago, and she's really ugly. And I'm like, that makes me feel better.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess you dodged a bullet? I don't know.
No, that was very mean-spirited, but
Okay, well.
in a terrible, twisted way, it made me feel better.
But I think your honor is still a little damaged, and so I think you have to kiss your brother. in
That's
order
true. You have to either kiss your brother
fix it.
or, like, if he's trying to go after a girl, you have to, like, steal a kiss from her.
Or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could kiss my friend's sister. Any friend's sister, I think I might kiss to break the curse.
Kat has a sister
Gage,
Cat,
who's also
kill you.
15.
She's 12, so
Oh, you've told me that so many
Oh
times.
yeah, I remember now. Your sister is very cool.
she is the
'Cause
coolest
she was,
person I know.
She was on Snapchat and she's like, "Hi, Gage."
Oh
and I'm like-
yeah.
I'm like,
Aw.
she's great.
Okay, I'm not gonna say any names, but Jean-Claude, you know what I'm talking about. But someone's sister looks a lot older than their age. Remember? Do you know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
dear God, I don't know. Yes,
It's-
yes.
Yes. How old is she now?
18.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
good.
but before she was younger than 18.
Oh, yeah, and
And
it
you guys
was
were being creepy.
It was very
Yeah.
confusing for the
We're
brain.
a bunch of creepos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your soul can rest easy now, Carlos.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, that was my first crush story. It was a good time for no one. Well, except probably my brother, but whatever. Anyways,
All right, Kat, you're up.
All right. So,
Jean-Claude, you're like, I'm not going next.
Next.
Oh man, well mine is like a Greek epic.
oh,
So-
okay,
so,
all right.
no, I'm
That's
just
Oh my
gonna-
God.
the big.
Save that one for last then. Okay, so my story, I must have been in kindergarten or first grade. It was my brother's best friend. His name was Kevin. So I feel like kindergartners throw the terms boyfriend and girlfriend around loosely.
Yeah.
So I'd always call him my boyfriend. And this one day on the playground, all these kids were like, if Kevin's your boyfriend, then why don't you kiss him? And I was like, okay. So I kissed him and then he ran away.
Never to come back?
No, I mean, I saw him again after that.
He ran into the
Oh,
street.
okay.
He got hit by a car. It was bloody. It was.
Yeah, that's the effect I have on people.
So Cat is
That's
a
my
man eater,
curse.
or man chaser, or
She is
A man runner awayer.
man runner awayer.
Yeah.
He probably thought he had cooties or something.
He thought I had cooties.
Kat, be honest. You're among friends here. Do you have cooties?
But did he do circle, circle, dot, dot?
No.
What is that?
Do it.
What is circle dot dot?
You guys never
He
did
didn't give
that?
himself the cootie shot.
It was
No, Carlos,
circle,
I'm not
dot,
pagan.
Dot, now you have the cootie shot.
Place all the blame on him for not getting the cootie shot.
Circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you have the
Now you
cootie
have
shot?
The cootie shot. Yeah, now you're good.
And
Go
I
have
like
sex.
to remember that.
at what point do you summon Satan?
When you start drawing pentagrams.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When the circles become triangles and triangles become pentagrams, then you know you've completed the ritual.
You get the cootie shot and then you summon Satan. That's the order
Gotcha.
of the.
Yeah. That's
So anyway, that's my story. Let's hear this.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I liked your story because at least you got to kiss the boy.
Yeah, but then he ran away, and then I've learned ever since then that is the effect I'm going to have. That is my
Very,
curse.
very
You have
true.
your curse, Gage, that you have to break. I have mine.
Yo.
Oh,
With great
yeah.
power comes great responsibility. You use it as a power. Run into the
I
streets when you see
should.
like a
Oh my
bad person,
God.
kiss him,
Like,
he'll run
kiss
into a
like
car.
Hitler and stuff.
Kissing Hitler.
Yeah.
The last podcast I edited with Alex Keel. By the way, if you want to listen to that, that's episode 7. Listen to that. We talked about Hitler and how he was going to be Bruce Almighty.
I will have to give that a listen as well.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. Was I drunk? I don't even know.
Wait, hold
Were
on.
you drunk some
Hitler?
podcasts?
Are we getting drunk for these podcasts and nobody's telling me? Because I can go grab a beer.
No.
I'm in a car, so I shouldn't do that. Or I could.
Or you could. I don't know. Road soda.
All right, good. I don't know. Boston Market has like a nice selection of liquor.
Yeah. Sitting outside a Boston Market parking lot.
Hey
that
man,
is
you want to
so
dance with your
sad.
gravy?
Fuck.
That's not racially cool.
I can imagine Carlos drenching beans in like tequila or something.
Listen, there's like cars that I've constantly parked next to me, like drove in, drove out, and you see a man talking into a pair of headphones. And why doesn't that man leave?
They probably think
Good
you're a
question.
spy.
Yeah.
Like you're on a stakeout.
You're a cop or something.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I could totally do that.
You should
Young
work
Clark.
that in.
Tell us your Greek Odyssey first crush story.
Okay. All right. Strap yourselves in, kids, because this is.
Click, click. That's my
Listen,
seatbelt.
all I'm gonna say is this before you begin.
Mhm.
I really hope that it's not like an Oedipus complex, and that it's not your mom. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's not that kind of story.
Oh, I'm gonna have to think of a new story then. Well, I thought of a new one. I'll tell you guys this one instead. It was 3rd grade. We had this year in my school, we had a new student join our class. It was a girl, and she came in. She had blonde, curly hair, and she was a cute little thing. And since she was the new kid, for some reason, she wasn't really included into the girls' cliques or whatever they had in 3rd grade. So she was kind of the outcast, but she was super sweet and she sang and she was super nice. So I had a crush on her because she was the underdog. And I don't think anything happened in 3rd grade. I think we were in plays together, or like we were in the Sound of Music. Yes, we were in the Sound of Music together. And so we hung out a lot.
This is adorable.
And
But I feel like it's going to take a dark turn.
oh, it does. So should I name drop here? I don't know. Because if I name drop, Carlos is going to be like, oh.
Sure, if you want.
Yeah,
Okay, so this girl that joined in 3rd grade, her name was Ashlyn, and and
I did. Definitely.
so nothing happened in 3rd grade. We did some plays, we did the Sound of Music together. It was all fine and good. And then in my school, it became an all-girls school in high school, and the boys usually went to the other Catholic private school for all boys. So we split up for high school, and in high school, I continued doing plays, and she came over to Jesuit, my Catholic high school, and started doing plays with us. And so we reconnected and started talking, and we started hanging out in groups. And then the summer came, and we had this big, amazing summer where like every day we'd run out to the beach. We slowly grew our bond and our group of friends that were super close-knit. And my crush came back, and then I decided I wanted to ask her out and get my first girlfriend. And so my friend Elias, who later became my roommate in college, was like, okay, I'm bringing Ashlyn over to your house. We're all going to IKEA today to hang out. Today's the day you're going to do it.
Sorry. He thought a cool place would be IKEA
Okay.
to hang out.
Yes.
Have you been to Tampa?
It's great. IKEA's like
Okay.
a theme park in there. They have like multiple levels. They have you go through like the whole entire theme park exploring. On the first day you walk in, it's like they're playing Mulan on the big TVs. It's a great place.
Damn.
Swedish meatballs.
And Swedish meatballs, the most romantic of foods.
Ooh.
And I've never been to one, and I want to. And I have one not too far from my house. Well,
You should go. It's magical.
anyways, continue.
Take your girlfriend.
Continue.
So
that's it.
we go to IKEA, we spend the whole day there, and he like whispers in my ear as we're halfway through. He's like, I saw a glimmer in her eye when I mentioned your name. Today's the day you're gonna do it. You got to do it, man. So
A glimmer in her eye?
yeah, a
What is this? Is this
was
like...
human.
it was. So we go.
It always comes back to semen for you, doesn't it, Carlos?
Entropy, man.
You mentioned that in the last podcast.
So
You were on.
we end up going back to my house. All of our group. It's me, her, Elias, my friend George, and Nathan Pelaez, I think. People you don't know, but these are my friends. This is the group of friends. And we're all sitting down on my couch and we're all playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And we
So
had
romantic.
purchased a pie earlier in the day that was warming up in the oven while we played Naruto. And somehow there was this serendipitous moment where all of our minds aligned. All the guys' minds just had a mind meld. And it was my and Ashlyn's turn to fight each other in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. And they all stand up at the
damn.
same exact time, and they all like sequentially say, "Yes, I'm gonna go check on the pie." And they leave the room for just the two of us. And so we get into the fight, and we're about to like beat the crap out of each other in this game. And so I pause it, and I turn to her. The stuttering me is just like, I have something to ask you. And she's like, "Okay, yeah." And you want to go out with me? Yeah, sure. Wait, really? Yeah. Okay, I guess we can fight now. And then we like scooched a little bit closer together and our heads pressed against each other, and then we fought each other and I won.
You're supposed to let her win.
Nah.
No, you need to assert dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicks love that.
She has to know that Jean-Claude's strong.
So we dated for like 6 months or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time. There was a lot of parental, like, are you guys having sex? You shouldn't be having sex. And that ended up tearing the relationship apart.
No.
So we broke up, and then we didn't speak, and we were kind of just like on bad terms for a while until college came, and like junior or senior year in college, I think it was junior year.
Yes. No, wait. Yes.
Carlos
Yes,
was there for this, by the
Yeah,
way.
because he was my roommate at the time. And she had broken up with her boyfriend or something like that. And somehow there was a party that we went to and we were at the same thing. And I like mentioned to her, I was like, hey, I'm sorry I've been a dick over these past couple years. I don't know why I've not been talking to you because you never did anything wrong to me. We should be friends again. And so she was like, yeah, I'd like that. And so we were friends for like a week. And then we slept together. And then we never spoke again.
You kind of rushed through that last part, Jean-Claude. Can you say that again?
Squeak that in.
I'm sorry. That's so funny the way you said it.
Yeah, that's my Greek epic. That was my first crush.
I love it. That was a lot better than my story. My story was about betrayal and people becoming ugly, and your story was just like...
A tale for
you-
the years.
You fought for years and you finally won in the
yeah.
end. So
No, it was a good
Congratulations.
ending. Yeah, it was a Greek epic.
Kat, why are you objectifying that woman by saying he won by
Sleeping with her. How dare you?
That's how you
fuck
win.
off, Gage.
Chad, every time you enter these episodes, Gage finds a way to just say that
I
you
know.
degrade women or something like that.
I know.
She's degrading her own gender, and it's okay, you know what?
I'm not
done.
degrading my own gender.
I'm
You want to have this conversation? We can have that conversation. But it's going to take
No,
several hours.
I'm done. I just liking making you feel bad because
I know that I also have that effect on people.
Yeah, but I like you.
Aw.
I even like you, dare I say.
Oh my gosh, this is the
Okay.
episode.
Oh man, ask her to play Naruto.
That's good. I'm gonna go check on the pie.
Yeah, go. You guys go check on the pie.
Wait, there's pie?
Cat's like, bye-bye.
Okay with all this.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we did eat pie. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm also in my car.
Yeah, that's
There's
an
no
important
kitchen
part of the
nearby.
story that you like.
Carlos is baking like a pie right now because he's in a car.
No. I'm actually wasting gas with the air conditioning on.
Oh,
Wow, that's
good for you. Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've all had our first crushes, and man, how did that first date go?
Oh boy.
Oh. I'm asking the hard-hitting questions here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I can go first.
Go ahead.
All right.
You may proceed.
I was 15. I was days away. I think literally like 2 or 3 days away from turning 16.
Mhm.
And I went out with a friend of a friend who went to another school. And the school is like a good 30 minutes, I think, or so from where I lived. And so I went out okay, because we had like an official, I guess you could say, first date. And then we had one where we just kind of like met up and all that stuff. And it was interesting because it was great. And we kind of got together at that point. And it was nice. We lasted 2 months.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not bad for high school.
Yeah, that was my ex-girlfriend.
And that was the ex-girlfriend that like turned you into Carlos Cribeiro.
She really
because...
did. Fuck that bitch. Let me tell you something.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell you something.
Oh my, that escalated.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
no, after, I think we discussed this once before. I think it was my first time.
It's worth reiterating.
But yeah, okay, so I used to be a really shy guy and really nice. Completely the opposite of what I am today, let me tell you. And then that was the case until I got together with this girl and I gave her my heart and soul, and then I found out that she's a motherfucker. And then ever since then, I've not been the same.
I've never seen you this savage against one person.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen you savage against a couple people, but never to this level.
Why is she a punk motherfucker?
She's in high school. Neither of you knew what you were doing.
No. She knew what she was doing, okay? She knew very damn well that toying with my emotions was no game, okay?
Damn. Yeah, she really had an effect on you. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
Yeah, long story short, we broke up pretty terribly. She was being a total punk, like really mean all of a sudden.
You really don't want to say the word bitch, do you?
She was being a total bitch on our last date, and we had some problems because of distance, and of course, distance is a factor. I didn't drive, I was 15. Turning 16. Well, 16 at that point. So I didn't have a car, and so our parents kind of like had to help us, and blah, 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 blah. So that kind of made things difficult. And she was like not gratifying. Is that the right word? I'm thinking in Spanish. The word I'm using, but like she wasn't happy with what
Fulfilling.
no, like she wasn't like
Satisfied.
oh well, I get satisfied. Like oh great, I can finally get to see Carlos because it's been tough to see each other, but whatever. And no, and then so. Long story short, after that, one of my best friends confronted her after we broke up, and then called her a bitch. And then found out that she apparently cheated on me. Towards the end of her
Oh,
life.
she a punk bitch, man.
Yeah, she's a punk motherfucker. If I ever see her again,
God.
Yeah.
well, I
That
did see her.
that was a busy 2 months for that chick.
Hey, man, it got pretty bad. And then I saw her, I think, a year after that, or a year or two after that, and I saw her again, and it was awkward. It was a Halloween party at David Pius' house.
Oh, nice.
I brought
Carlos-
her along to fuck with me.
So how much time between this and Dean Ellis?
Oh, so my ex-girlfriend and I broke up in like February.
By the way, it's worth
And the-
iterating that Dianelis is Carlos's current girlfriend and has
Yeah.
been for the past, like, 5 years, I want to say?
6.5 years.
6.5.
That's a long
Almost
time. That's
seven.
Good
awesome.
lord.
Yeah, so I've only had 2 women in my life. 3 with my mom. But,
And you were knocking me for the Oedipus complex.
sorry? So yeah, we lasted 2 months, and then Venus and I got together in November.
Oh,
But
okay.
Oh,
Wait,
and the weird part is that both girls, we got together days before my birthday.
Ooh, okay,
It's weird how similar
birthday
our
to
life
you.
stories are, Carlos.
okay, this is a
Dude.
good transition.
It's because Thomas and I are one and the same.
We are.
Star-crossed
We
lovers.
are.
Ask our friend Benny. He knows all about those hardship problems and heartaches.
All right, well, Thomas, let's hear your first date / relationship.
Do you want the long version or the short version?
Oh, long, baby. Give it to me long.
So there was this girl in junior year of high school that I liked a lot, but she was dating my best friend.
Oh.
So that was kind of awkward. But her best friend had a crush on me. So, I didn't like her that much, but I was like, you know what? I've never really had a real girlfriend before. Of course, I'm a horny teenager, so I'm like, screw it. Like, screw it. I'll go out with her. Well, she ended up, it was like right before the summer, and she had to go to India for like 3 months or something like that. Like, it was some family deal. So we started talking, didn't go on an official date, and then she goes to India. So for basically the entire summer, I have like a sort of girlfriend, but
So you're not allowed to do anything, and you can't do anything with her.
It was terrible.
Oh.
Like it was
And, like,
awful what I got myself
Serious
into.
blue balls.
Oh yeah. But then she comes back, and when she got back, like we talked a little bit over like Facebook and stuff because we couldn't text because she's in a different country. So like we would talk over Facebook or whatever, and then she comes back and we were like, do you want to like go out? Do you want to like keep doing this? And basically she was like, all right, sure. So we went to the movies, and
What movie did you see?
we saw Inception.
Pretty good date movie. Pretty good date movie. Continue.
It was, I'd already seen the movie. She hadn't seen it. I had already seen it before, and I was like, I had my heart on for Christopher Nolan, so I was like, let's go see Inception.
Mm-hmm.
So after the movie, I go to kiss her, and it was just the most awkward, terrible thing
Oy.
that ever existed, and I ended up apologizing after it.
Oh, no.
Dude, like, we kissed, and I'm like, I'm
Just
sorry.
like wipe off the saliva off your mouth, and you're just like, I'm so sorry. Huh?
So after that, we went on like 2 more dates, I think. And on the 3rd date, we basically like sat down and we were like, this isn't really like something worth pursuing, is it? And we just sort of had that mutual agreement. But where that chick got really bitchy was after, it was very amicable. Like everything was like, this isn't working. It's not gonna be a good match, whatever. Not a day after we had this discussion, we're in like the cafeteria at school, and I hear her like with me in the room. She turns to her friend and goes, "Why can't I get any worthwhile guys to ask me out?"
What a bitch.
And she knew I was right there. Like I was right there behind her.
Did she stare you right in the eye when she said that and then spit in your direction?
Might as well.
As most high school girls do.
But
Might as well.
I was sitting there, I go, what? We just went out. Like I said that to her like that. And she goes, "Well, yeah, but none of the guys I want."
Oh, what the fuck?
Cold-hearted bitch.
God damn.
Yeah, but I met Caitlin like 3 weeks later.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Happy ending. And now you two are going to get married.
That is some karma for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like Carlos. I've only had, that small number of women in my life.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Looks like I needed one bad experience.
It only takes one bad day.
Good point.
That's from The Killing Joke. If you want to see The Killing Joke, read a book, you moron.
Yeah, go to amazon.com/thekilling_joke/ almost adults / Carlos Cribeiro.
Get 10% off if you go to Amazon.com.
The movie's coming out soon.
Yeah. There's an animated R-rated movie coming out with Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy.
Sorry. That's right, it's the new Batman movie. Sorry. Add an extra / Batman and pay an extra 25%.
Yeah, if you enter Almost Adults in as your promo code, you can pay $5 extra for it, and the money goes directly to us.
And if you get promo code my bitch ass ex-girlfriend, you probably get a thank you.
You get a copy of 500 Days of Summer along with it.
Oh my god, I do not like that movie. The more I think about that movie, the less I like it.
We already talked about that. Refer back to episode, I don't know.
It was episode 8, because it was Sabrina.
Oh, yeah.
That movie had me until the very last line when she's like, "My name's Autumn." And
Oh, God, yeah.
And I'm like,
That's like a Gage
But see,
Agnew
the
moment right
point
there.
of that, everybody in the, okay, I too do not like this movie for a multitude of reasons, but the whole point of the movie is so many people think like, "Oh, Summer's a bitch, she's the one that blah blah blah." Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
They're both
Joseph
terrible
Gordon-Levitt's character is the one who was the asshole, because he kept falling for girls who straight up told him they don't want him, and then he falls for it all over again with this new Autumn girl. That's my rant. The end. We can cut that out.
Oh, no. We're bumping
No.
up the audio right there.
I also don't like how after that movie, they're like, "Oh, this guy can handle 2 Spider-Man movies, right?" Nope.
is anyone here familiar with the show Friday Night Lights?
I know of it.
Sorry, just to clarify, John Claude, that was the director that went on
gotcha.
to do
Sorry.
Spider-Man, not Joseph Gordon-Levitt. But I am not familiar with Friday Night Lights. Thomas.
Well, the girl that plays Autumn in 500 Days of Summer is in Friday Night Lights, and she's a bitch in that show. So like,
So we can tell how that was going to
happens to her
go.
in that movie. Yeah, whatever happens to her in that movie, she's got coming.
Damn.
In 600 Days of Autumn.
Kat, would you like to talk about your first date?
I wish I could, but here's the thing. In my experience, whenever guys want to go on a date, instead of saying, "Hey, let me take you out on a date," they're just like, "Oh, hey, we should hang out sometime." So then,
Yeah.
and that happens
We talked about this a
time.
lot.
And
in
it drives me
college.
nuts because halfway through our hangout, I start to realize this is a date, isn't it? But they never said it was. So you can't trick me into going on a date with you.
Let that be a lesson to you, everyone. Don't trick Miss Kat on a date.
Don't bamboozle me into dating. You just
Don't-
tell
Oh,
me.
man.
Maybe I'll say yes.
Yeah, it's not likely she's going to say yes, but anyways, it's worth a try.
When I first met you, Kat, we already talked about this, but like Spider-Man 1? Was it Spider-Man 1?
The Amazing Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. I invited her to go see it, and I was like, I don't have any friends to go see this movie with. Let's go see Spider-Man 1 together. And she, of course, being the nice person she is, was like, yeah.
No, but in the message you said, "Hey, let's go see Spider-Man." Not a date.
Oh, yeah.
John Claude is the ultimate nice guy.
And then like halfway through, I'm just like, oh man, it's just the two of us in a movie. This is totally a date. Gotcha.
I gotcha.
See,
But
I'm
now-
under the impression that if two members of the opposite sex are in a dark room together, then it's just inferred that something's going on.
Yeah, see,
I
this is just a guy thing, I guess.
would think that. But I feel like it should be stated and it should be agreed upon. Otherwise, not a date.
Oh.
But now I'm at the point where anytime any guy asks me to hang out with them, just the two of us, I'm like, it's a date. I don't like it, but I'll roll with it.
By the way, this might be a poor transition, but Kat, I miss going to superhero movies with you.
I know, me too.
I was nerding out like during the new Captain America movie, and I was like turning to all my friends, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?"
Ugh, they didn't get
I
it.
don't get it like we do.
Wah.
You have friends, Gage?
Carlos, you're going to get kicked off the podcast in 3,
No,
2...
no. We need him. We need him.
Gage, when
Yeah.
you watch these movies, do you like have audible reactions in the theater?
Yes, but to a lesser extent than my ex-roommate.
Okay, that was an experience. I will say that.
Well,
I
Explain.
told you about the experience. So, our mutual friend Colby Nadel,
Why'd you have to say his last name, dude?
And why'd you say it like
because
that?
he's
Isn't it Natal?
whatever.
I like how nobody said my last name. I feel like Cher.
No. I specifically have not been saying your last name because you told me in the first episode you were in you didn't want to.
I know, but now, I'm over it. And also, like,
Kevin Daddy.
yeah, that's
Address
me.
Okay, it's out there.
5301 Oakwood Lane.
Social security
Serial
number.
2714697.
All right, so you're sitting in a movie with Kobe Natal.
So
in a dark room, just the two of you.
Colby drove to Atlanta, which is where I live, in case anyone wanted to know that. He drove to Atlanta to see Civil War because we have the AMC Prime Theater here, which is like 3D sound and all that cool stuff.
Mhm.
But during the movie, which I knew this about him from LA because I lived with him in LA and saw some movies with him, he has a tendency to
Masturbate
audibly
guard, yeah.
squeal. You would think it's masturbating if you didn't know him. Because
He just pulls a Pee Wee
he
Herman right
likes
there.
he likes to flail his arms around and make
soon,
squealy
dude.
noises when exciting things are happening. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I laughed and I told him, I'm like, dude, that's kind of intense.
So did Black Panther come on the screen? And he was just like, oh.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. We've all seen the movie, right?
Mhm.
No,
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
Oh.
so
No.
I won't use any spoilers. But
thanks.
When a
the-
spoilery moment
the
happens.
line happened that revealed we were going to be seeing Spider-Man for the 1st
Mhm.
time. Queens pops on screen, and that's your indication. And it looked like he shat his pants because he wiggled around, threw his arms up in the air, and went like that.
Like he just squeezed one out right there.
I was excited too. I loved the movie. I thought it was fantastic. But I was rolling with it. I'm really enjoying the movie, and then all of a sudden I hear next to me, and I
Followed by a little.
and he's like, "Oh, it's Spider-Man! It's Spider-Man!" And
Guys, I feel like we're getting a little off track here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's redirect this. I have a way to redirect this back. So my first date was also at a movie, and it was with that girl. I went with Elias, and he went with a friend that they were both mutually like, yo, Jean-Claude is going on his first date. He can't go on this alone, man. We're just going to back him up. So we went on a double date movie and dinner thing.
Cool.
And so, what did we go see? The Proposal?
Okay, not so cool.
Is that the movie where it's the businesswoman and to pretend to be married, she
yeah,
pretends to be married or
Yeah.
something like that? Okay, so yeah.
Sandra
Yeah,
Bullock.
yeah. Okay.
Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we go see The Proposal. That's what's playing at this movie dinner thing.
Mhm.
And we're eating our food, and then we finish our food, and they take it away. And so now we're just watching the movie, and Elias and his date, we're just watching. And then me just starts sweating profusely because this is the opportune time. You got to grab her hand. You got to hold her hand during the movie. That's what you do on a first date, right? I can't work up the courage to do it. But then just amazingly, her hand reaches over and she grabs my hand.
Oh.
And then I subsequently get
Nice.
the biggest erection.
That's what happens to high school boys.
I know, it was the first thing of contact that meant relationship thing. It was just you flooded with emotions and blood. And then for the rest of the night, every time she grabbed my hand, because we went and sat on a lake or something and did a bunch of other stuff, and every time she grabbed my hand, just boner city.
Boing, yoing, 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 yoing. I'll put in a sound effect right there.
There was some
That's great.
pants adjusting going on, is what I'm
Yeah.
assuming was
And
happening.
a lot of hunching over to kind of skew it off to one side.
Any guy that says they don't have to do that, every time they're in public with a girl, physically touching them is just full of themselves. Like, it happens.
I'm not a guy, because I feel like I would encounter this problem a lot. I'm a very awkward person.
When I was in middle school, there was this girl I liked, and every time she would talk to me, I would, like, start getting a little chub in my pants.
Of course, yeah. That's what happened to middle school boys.
And there was a time when she caught me adjusting it in my pants.
Oh, no.
And she goes, "Did you just itch your balls?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yes, absolutely.
That's exactly what happened.
That's not what was going on right there. Nothing else fishy.
That's amazing.
It's the end of that story. But
We've all talked about our first dates and first
More
relationships.
or less, I really tried.
Kat's like, whatever, I'm checked out at this point.
so let's stick our toes in the serious waters now. Let's stick a little bit. Do a little sticking. Know what I'm saying?
I have no idea what
my.
you're saying
much
right now, honestly.
Oh, okay. Let's try to get a little more mature here and talk about our first serious date. Or serious relationship. Some of us has already explained our first serious relationship, but I'm curious with everyone else.
I've always gone first, so I'll go first again. What
Yeah.
am I saying? What do I do? What am I saying? I'm sorry?
Carlos, the two serious people in here, Thomas and Carlos, tell me when you knew it was serious with Gianelli's. Tell me the juicy deeds.
When I knew it was serious?
When you knew it was like, oh shit, this is like a real relationship.
Oh. Since date one.
Aww.
Aww.
That's a bullshit answer, but
No. So let me go back a little. So I was not only terrible at getting girls, but I was very picky about dating girls and like trying to date someone. So like I always thought the girl that I would date, it would be a serious thing. I wouldn't want to just date to date. So then since our first day, I always thought it was pretty serious. I guess I was in it to win it.
Carlos, you are a giant softie.
Sure am. Yes, in it to win it.
Yep. You came into that relationship a broken man from Senorita Bitchface, and
Sure
you
did.
came out. I don't know. How are you?
I don't know how you're doing.
I'm doing just
All
fine.
right, there you go.
I think so.
Yeah, he might have a little bit of a vendetta to Senorita Bitchface, but
Goddamn right.
a little bit.
I think I looked her up on, I think it was Facebook, not too long ago. Maybe probably in the last year. Because you're curious, I think it was the same time that I found my elementary school crush. I was like, oh, if I found this one, I must find that one. And I looked her up and I was like, no, she looks the same. Bitch.
That wasn't a very good way to end the story until you said bitch.
Perfect.
Oh, well, it's true. And here I am.
Thomas, when did you know it was serious? I don't think you're as mushy as Carlos.
No, I'm not as mushy, but I'm capable of mushiness. But I'll stay away from that.
He's capable of emotions.
I'm
ladies and
capable of
gentlemen.
it. So when I first started talking to Caitlin, I was actually pursuing another chick.
Nice.
And the ironic part of it is this girl who I happened to like at the time says, Caitlin in math class likes you. And I was like, she's pretty cool. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not that good at flirting and talking to girls. So since I know this girl likes me, I think I'll use her as practice.
Smart.
Genius.
See how it goes. So then I started talking to her, and I started to like her, but she knew that I had feelings for somebody else. So as I started to like her, I told her I think you and I should be together, and she was opposed to it at first because we were graduating high school, and everyone has that whole we're going to college, it's worlds apart, and we can't start a relationship that's going to be ending because we're going to different places.
Ugh. It was the exact opposite in my school, by the way. It was like, oh, we're going to college, but nothing can separate us. No distance, no fear. Then they break up.
Yeah.
And it lasts 2 weeks into college. when they see other boobs, and they're like, oh my god,
other boobs.
Boobs?
Yeah.
Well, after a couple weeks, we went out. I felt embarrassed about it at first, but now that I'm getting married, I guess it's not embarrassing. I said the L word to her after about 9 days.
Oh.
9 days into the relationship.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
So I knew we went to Disney World as our first real date because there was dinner, movies, whatever, but we went to Disney World.
That's a good first date.
It was free tickets, so it didn't cost me a bunch
That's
of money.
an even better first date.
But I had a nose problem at the time where I couldn't breathe, and it was kind of gross because I would always be making noises like that and stuff, and she didn't care.
So she started sucking on your nose, and she cleared away the problem. And
she didn't care, so I was like, you know, she likes me despite the grossness.
I know this is jumping ahead a little in the timeline, but you proposed to her at Disney World, correct?
Correct.
Were you also sniffing through your nose, going, and she's like, "Oh man, you remembered."
No, but his family was, right? Or at least her family was.
Yeah, everyone got emotional.
Oh.
I had surgery to correct that issue.
What did you have?
Oh, well.
You could have reversed that surgery and had that again just for that proposal.
Oh, God. No, I broke my nose when I was like...
Did you have a deviated septum? So, that's what I have. I need to get that corrected. How much did it cost you?
It was a lot of money.
Damn it.
It was a lot of money.
Damn it. I thought it was going to be a medium amount of money.
Now?
It was better. I mean, I still have, like, bad nasal allergies, but it's not, like, all the time.
I feel like I sleep really badly because I can't breathe through my stuffy-ass deviated nose.
Or a lot with it. I proposed at Disney because I tricked her because she thought I wasn't in Florida. She thought I was still in Atlanta. She was with her family, and I had her family invite her as like a surprise, like a secret thing. They were going as a family. They didn't know I was going to be there, and then the rest is history.
Thomas, I know you must have asked a lot of people, but you asked me for, like, where should I propose to Caitlin? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm like the least successful man with the ladies.
You told me a bathroom.
I did. I told you a gas station bathroom.
Excellent advice. Best person to ask.
What does that mean, cat?
What? I'm just contributing to
Listen
the
to what you told him. You told him to propose in a gas station bathroom. Cat is not wrong.
Well,
yeah.
Look at it this way. You go to the bathroom. She doesn't expect that you're in the bathroom because it's the ladies' bathroom.
And then you said, will you marry me?
Then you get a sody pop and you get a candy
you get
bar
a couple condoms,
you're on your way.
Wax one out
And
right
you
there.
get condoms too. It's perfect.
Actually, forget the condoms. You're getting married.
Very, very true. But Thomas, you introduced something that I totally forgot about. The L word.
The L word. Yes.
Okay.
What about the L word?
When was the first time you guys used it and actually meant it to, like, a girl? I know you just told me, but there's 4 other people in here.
All right.
So let's start with Jean-Claude.
Oh, man. I've always been very, very reserved about that word. I don't know why. I've always been very skeptical about what the feeling of love meant, and so I was always like, oh, I don't know if I'm in love right now. I don't think so. I like this person, but maybe I'm just an asshole. I don't know.
No, I did the same thing with the L word. I said it once to someone, and they got freaked out and broke up with me. That's my story real quick, and they broke up with me.
Scarred ever since.
And I've been scarred ever since.
Yeah, well, my first girlfriend, I said it like 6 months into the relationship. Sarah, probably about the same time.
That's pretty good. That's a good waiting time, 6 months.
I don't know. That's just me, though. That's me personally, and that's what works, I guess.
It's a pretty serious word.
I know. I don't want to be mistaken about it.
Yeah. And so I said it on the first night.
Yeah.
Carlos, I love that you built it up. You're like, how dare you use that word willy-nilly? Only 6 months? Come on. I said it the first night.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think I even said it. I went on a first date with Annalise to a movie theater. We saw the movie The Stepfather, which is a horror movie. Oh my god, it's like dad killing all his family.
Oh my god.
I've seen it. It was dumb.
Must have incited some deep feelings.
That's the funny part. And so we saw it, and after that, we went home our separate ways, and then I wrote her a lengthy MySpace message.
Right, MySpace.
Yeah. And then I wrote her how it was a wonderful time, and I loved her. I think I said that. I'm almost certain I did.
Go back and check.
So she tried, believe it or not, I think a month ago to find that message, but it deleted.
Because MySpace is in a dark hole of nothingness.
It's gone. Yeah,
I think it's a music site primarily now.
It is. It saved a lot of stuff, believe it or not, but actually I think obliterated all their messages.
Thank God.
See,
wow.
Yeah.
Did
Please
you have
just erase MySpace from
Did you have a
my
proposal
past.
of love through MySpace?
What?
Me?
Yay.
Oh, I actually dated somebody I met on MySpace.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my.
3 whole weeks. And then he broke up with me on MySpace.
Well, it goes full circle.
It was nice.
Was it like solely an internet relationship? Or
No, we lived in the same town, so we had some mutual friends, which is how he found me, I guess.
Oh my god. It's like he found me.
No, there was this girl that I went to high school with who I don't like because she stole my stuff, and then she told this guy, like, oh yeah, Kat plays video games and smokes weed, which I don't. I play video games, yeah, but other than that, no, that's a lie. So that's how he met me. He added me on MySpace. And then my friends convinced me to go on a date with him. And then we dated for 3 weeks. But the last week he stopped talking to me. And I didn't care. And then he messaged me on MySpace had this chat option, and he messages me on there, and he's like, I think we should go our separate ways. And I wrote back, I agree. And then he sent me a sad face, and that was it.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Sad
So,
face.
yeah, I don't know about the word love for some reason. I find it like it's the superlative of any relationship words that you can use. There's nothing higher than saying that.
Yeah, you gotta be more careful using your words. Just in general, not even just like the L word. You gotta be really careful.
For some reason, I love the idea. Oh, look at that word. I like the idea of being married to someone and just like, we don't throw that word around really often, but when it's either something really big happens or something even like the smallest thing, but we don't say that word very often, but maybe she like, I don't know, does something very innocuous, but it's an action, and then I just like slip it and just like, hey, I love you. And it just like every time she hears it, it's been like 3 months since I said it, but it's just like all this wave of emotions, and it hits super hard every time.
It would carry more weight. If
I
you don't
imagine
use
it as
frequently.
you say,
I love you, and she slowly looks up and says, it's been 1 week since you looked at me.
And then my mouth clamps onto her deviated nose.
And like, shh, no more bare naked ladies.
She gives John Claude the fuck me up.
Kings of romance over here.
Look, I'm saying I'm reservated about love. If I sing bare naked ladies to someone, that's the best you're gonna get.
That's how you know.
That's all I aspire to in
Gage.
relationships. Somebody who will sing bare naked ladies to me. Wow, that reminds me of a story, but
Go ahead.
okay, so there was another person that I dated while I was in Tallahassee, but he had insomnia,
Oh.
Aw.
and he liked to keep me awake
Oh.
too.
Oh,
And the
dear.
way
Yay!
and the way he would do it is it would be like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be laying in my bed, and I'd feel the sweet embrace of sleep, and then I would see the light on his cell phone go on, and then suddenly he would start playing, oh my god, what was it called? Fuck. Okay, no, you're gonna have to cut this, because it was Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray
oh
Cyrus.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait.
I'm getting stressed and tired
Hey,
just hearing.
Kat, okay, I don't know if you want to say, but who did you date? Or if you don't want to say it, don't say it.
Some asshole that I met in one of my classes.
Oh.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
It was me, everybody. I
It was
the asshole
Gage.
all along.
I think Carlos did.
I mean, her Billy Ray Cyrus comment really gave it away.
Do I know this person?
No, I don't know. I don't think you guys know him.
What was his intent behind playing Billy Ray Cyrus? Was he like expecting that to get you on?
No, it was just his thing. That's what he and his friends would do. They would just play Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Ray Cyrus.
Wow.
And he would torment
wasn't
me
a
with
sign
it. And it was
to
a
begin with?
nightmare.
That should have been a sign.
Kat, date someone with like good musical tastes.
I agree. In retrospect, I have learned these things.
Yeah, it's easy to say now, like, what a flippin' idiot I was. But at the time, you're like, whatever. I can live with these fun little quirks.
And you realize they're not fun.
I don't think Kat liked him at all. By that size, yeah, I don't think those quirks were like nothing to her. I think they were
No,
fun.
that went south real fast.
Oh,
Did
dear.
not last long.
Was it 1 week since you looked at him?
It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Is this the Digimon movie? Come on, guys. Let's kick it up.
America, we're the kids in America.
I sent someone like the Digimon movie soundtrack over Twitter, and I'm like, "Are you the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral?" That was also the Bare Naked Lady song. Anyways, back on track.
Anyways, where were we?
We were talking about love, and Kat, did you say anything about it?
Do you have
I have
anything
not
to
said anything about it.
Would you like to?
No.
Cool. Okay, moving on.
All right.
I don't have anything to contribute to this. I have never said it to anybody. I've thought it about people before, but then in retrospect, I look back on it and I'm like, yeah, it's really one of those words that you can't throw around loosely. And I think in the moment you might feel that way, but then later on you look back and it's like, absolutely not.
I throw that around loosely to like a lot of my friends. I'm like, love you.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, I always tell my friends I love them.
Dude, yeah, I tell
Yeah.
Alex I love him every time I see him, and I look him straight in the eyes when I hug him.
Whoa, Doc, this is heavy.
And we touch penises every single time. Just
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, space docking.
course.
space docking.
Yeah, space
Space.
docking. Yeah. I love you, man.
I love you. Doc.
That's like an RC car.
Like rivets, just like drilling it.
Kat, aren't you so happy that you've returned to the podcast?
I actually stopped listening for the past few minutes.
Even though you've been speaking
I'm
in the
sorry.
past minute or two.
You spoke like a minute ago. The math doesn't add up here.
Blacked out.
She's on autopilot.
I'm on autopilot.
All right, Gage.
I just
So we
heard
can
the
ask her
space
any question you want.
penises.
Kat, on a scale to 9 to 18, how attractive is John Claude?
I'm interested in this.
Hold on.
From 9
I'm
to 18?
interested. I'm very interested in this.
What was the scale?
9 to 18.
Okay, like 7.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What?
I think
what did
John
you
Claude
say?
is. She said 7, like the cold-hearted wench.
Man, wow, that's pretty mean.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it could be golf standards. This could be a
Oh, it's
birdie
true.
for all we know.
Birdie, golf clap, golf clap.
No, but in all
I
seriousness,
think
I need
it
to get back to working out because, like, right now I am a 7.
No, I don't think I've seen you lately. I've just seen your avatar picture.
Yep.
But I've been losing weight because I've been forgetting to eat.
That's not
All
good. You
right.
should remember to eat. I've been eating so much at my new job. It's great.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later, unfortunately.
Fine.
I'm sorry, but we gotta get back on
But
track.
we're talking about love, right? And I love free food, which is what
Alright.
I've been having a
Okay.
lot of.
All right. I get you. All right.
Yeah.
Would
But
you
it's cool.
fuck
No, I understand
free food?
that. You're running a tight ship here.
Kat,
Yes.
I asked a question.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Would you fuck free food?
Yes, I would.
Oh,
And
damn.
that means that the love is real. So go ahead. Continue.
That's the only
Please
way you
continue,
can
yes.
prove it, apparently.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're willing to go all the way, then that means it's worth it to you.
Oh, damn.
You sound like all my experts.
It's been 1 week since you looked at
1
me.
week since you look at me.
So anyway, moving on. Back
Moving
on
on.
track. Disregard me.
Yeah, disregard her entirely.
Please, forever.
Why are you even on the podcast if you want to be disregarded, by the way?
I don't know, I just wanted to be included.
Because we're so close to being a sausage fest.
Yeah.
That's true. There's only so much space docking that can
Kat,
happen.
you wanted to come back.
I did. I like you guys. I'm having fun. Do you ever
Aw.
just words come out of your mouth and there's nothing you can do to stop them?
All the
Does that ever happen to
time.
you? Yeah, see, that's
there's
the
that
problem
song
I'm
with
having.
Eminem and Dr. Dre about it.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about commitment.
Ooh.
Carlos and Thomas have committed a long time to one person.
Yeah.
John Claude has committed to a pretty long time with a few people. And Kat and I are free rolling and we don't commit to no man or woman.
Glad you threw that in there.
By the way, if you hear like the sounds of smacking eating, that's because I'm eating. Apologies.
Great. I'll edit over that.
Hey, you won't get it from me. I scarfed down Boston Market before starting the podcast.
Good.
You still never answered. Why are you at Boston Market?
All right. So today, I've been a busy day. So because of job stuff, got to do my things on the weekend. Kohl's has a pretty big sale today. So I had to go do some shopping. Then I was like, well, crap, I have to do this podcast. And because how long we're doing it for, I can't go to Kohl's afterwards as I was planning to do so. And so I went to Kohl's early and there's a shit ton of people there. And then I said, well, I haven't eaten since 11 a.m. It's 7 o'clock. And so I ran over to Boston Market and got me some food.
Good on you, man. I miss going to
very
Boston Market
nice.
with you.
Yeah, man, that's such a good time. Remember that one time we went and we saw something?
Oh, yeah, and we just-
then we just went back, turned around, went back in the car, and left.
I stepped in the door,
Get down.
turned around like 180, walked right on Carlos, like, what's happening? What's happening right now?
Yeah, I was so confused. Because John Claude were like, yeah, let's go to Boston Market. We get down, open the door, and like, I don't know, man. It was like a complete, like, reverse. Like 180, just whoop, and just left. Did we ever get down and go? We did, right? We
Yeah, we
waited
like
in the
stuck
parking
out
lot,
in the
didn't
car until he or she walked away, and then we went in.
we? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great. I miss eating Boston Market and watching Full Metal Alchemist with John Claude.
Oh, yeah.
Together.
Good stuff.
That's true love right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm.
So, you guys, commitment. What were we talking about?
You just pointed out all of our things about commitment. I don't know where we were going to go from there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Levels of commitment.
That's too hard of a commitment for us. Oh, yeah, here's a good topic. Having kids. Wait, actually, let's take a step back. Marriage. What are your guys' views on marriage?
Okay, I'll go first because I've been going first all the time, so might as well keep it.
Yeah, keep it up.
Pattern. Or
Keep
rhythm.
it consistent, man.
Yeah. So for me, marriage is really important and a very, very serious thing because in my culture, my hometown, everyone's getting married all the time, and that means people that are very young getting married.
To preface this, Carlos is black.
Yes. And by black,
He's also from Fort Lauderdale, I believe.
no, that's not Miami. So as a Cuban Venezuelan man from Miami, a lot of people that I know from high school have kids now. Not a lot, but there's people with kids, and there's people who have gotten married, or are proposing, or getting married. And so, for me, seeing that, it's like, well, people ask me questions, because Ellis and I have been together for 6.5 years. And so people keep asking, when are you going to get married? Believe it or not, Ellis is the one that says no. She doesn't want to get married because she thinks we're too young, and she doesn't want to get married too young. She wants to kind of like, let it sit. And then, which makes sense, especially because we're back home, and we're still like family. Like, for us, doesn't feel right. Now, me personally, I think that if you're going to get married, if you can take care of yourself, and then you can take care of someone else, then you should get married. And only that. So if you got that covered, then you're fine. In regards to like feasibility, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
logistically,
Because-
that's how it should work.
Yeah, because problems that I've seen of people people that I know that got married young, they go through a lot of problems in terms of money and sustainability, like live together. They weren't prepared for that. And sometimes if they have kids, it can go south pretty fast. And so my parents were married at 26. I'm 23. So, we're not in a hurry, if that's our case. And for us, we want to do more things independently first before we fully commit. Because here's one thing, and this is for me, and this is a big no. And for Thomas, it's different. I'll let Thomas explain. Because for him, it makes perfect sense, like why you guys are getting married, which, once again, congratulations to you both. So for us, it's tough considering the city we're in. There is nowhere else in this country like South Florida. I challenge you all to figure a place like that. And so there's a lot of things that happen here that you have to really work hard and you have to be really independent to secure a level of hard work. When you're married, you have to come home to someone every single day, okay? And that person you have to dedicate essentially your life to, or you should, I think. And then when you have kids, you dedicate your life to them. And so you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that if you're hustling every single day, working till late hours. People who do it all the time, there's plenty of people that come home to their spouses late at night and it sucks. And I can tell you from friends, from adults, people that I know that when they're married, it's like, it sucks coming home late to your spouse.
Why you coming home at 3 a.m? Something's going on. Can I smell your dick?
Can I smell your dick? Exactly. And so you don't, so it's tough, man. It's tough to get married and still hustle. And for me, I'm still very much hustling. And the day that I don't have to do those kind of things, then I can take a step forward considering where I'm from.
Well, I'll add an anecdote to one thing that Carlos said about, I want to go on the record saying that I think people that get married or agree to get married without having lived together first are the stupidest people in the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm under the belief that you don't know a person until you live with them.
Yep.
Because it completely can change everything. Mm-hmm. So to go on that point, the reason that I made the decision to do it was the whole saying, let's go to the big city. Let's go to, even though we don't have the job prospects, let's just go to the big city, make something happen for ourselves. Sounds great on paper. Retrospect might have been a little bit stupid. It could have gone terribly wrong for us. Because when we got up here, she got a job, and thank God for that because it helped significantly. But I was still unemployed. My dad ended up giving me $800 as a loan to get started, which helped pay for rent and that stuff at first. But, for 3 months, I had to take a job at a movie theater to pay the bills, to maintain our life in a new city. And through all of that, I was becoming increasingly more annoying because I was really pissed. I was sort of depressed because I wanted something to happen for myself. It just wasn't happening. I kept, not getting that job, however you want to say it. But she stood by me through the whole time. As annoying as it got, as frustrating as it got, we were able to lean on each other. And I was someone that I was like Carlos, I was years away from wanting to get married. I wasn't even thinking about it. But after that unfolded, I kind of realized that, if we could do this together, then we could do marriage. It's not a big deal. Mm-hmm. So that's why, in my situation, we were ready to do that.
Yeah. That's what I was saying when I referred to, in your case, it was perfectly fine. In terms of, that's exactly it.
That's interesting that you guys say logistically, because the dating process for me is I don't feel like I'm ready to date anyone at the moment. It's not like I don't like anyone or I'm just bitter. I feel like I need to work on myself a little more before I bring another person into that, just even dating-wise.
Let me ask you a question, Gage.
Sure.
What do you consider, and all of you, actually, what do you guys consider dating? I think I had this conversation with Jean-Claude before, maybe. But what do you guys consider as dating?
I consider dating talking with the person on a regular basis, going out and doing things together, and having romantic contact.
Okay.
I think the open dating thing is stupid. I consider dating to be when you agree to be exclusive with somebody and see them and nobody else.
Okay.
That's when you're actually dating somebody. When you commit yourself to them.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Jean-Claude?
The dating word has probably changed for me as of late, considering where I am right now in terms of what I can commit myself to. I think I've been kind of more open about just being not necessarily putting a lot of labels on stuff. And that's what's been working for me right now and what I'm comfortable doing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It sounds pretty different. I mean, that's not what it used to be for me. Dating was the same exact thing as what you guys are saying, very committed and stuff like that. But things change.
Cool. How about you, Kat?
Yeah, I agree with you guys pretty much. I think it's committing yourself to being exclusive to somebody, but I'm also not personally a fan of labels, but I like the idea of being exclusive to somebody, that in the sense of dating.
Let me preface that with...
I don't know, it's an interesting question.
Let me also clarify that I'm not a fan of cheating, and I wouldn't do that. Nothing what I'm saying, I'm not the person with dating and labels and stuff like that. It doesn't mean I'm, jumping around with a bunch of different people. It just means,
Same here. I know all the audience kind of views me as a stud, but I'm not a big cheater.
I know I do. I mean, I'd space dock with you right now if I could.
Well, I mean, it's all circumstance. Like, when you're someone that's a bachelor or whatever, and there's a difference between dating a person and casually dating.
Right.
Like, casually dating is like, oh, I'm going to go out with this person, and if it doesn't work out, you move on to the next person. But if you're going to see somebody consecutively for a series of dates, then you have to sort of commit yourself to one person. Because you could date multiple people, but just don't date.
If you start seeing somebody consistently, then kind of commit yourself to that one person instead of dating everybody consistently.
Why did you ask that question, Carlos?
It was an interesting question.
Yeah, I'm very curious because I've met people with differing opinions in terms of... So my opinion is very close to what Thomas is saying.
Okay.
And so there's people that they've asked me, like, oh, how long have you been dating for? And it's like, well, what do you mean by that? Because for some people, dating is, as what Thomas was saying, and to some, it's just like the one-off dates you go with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm dating some guy in terms of like very casually seeing each other like couple times here and there, nothing very serious, and then they call it like a relationship. Like, oh no, it's a relationship when you're past that. Like restaurant here, movie here. It's more like, oh, now we're really seeing each other more often, and like that the L word might come in a couple times. They consider that maybe more to be dating, or maybe consider the other one to be more dating. So I'm always curious as to what you guys thought.
Well, in today's day and age, it's when you go FBO with somebody.
when you go what?
Facebook.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That's when it's real.
That's when it's real.
So yeah, see, that's a funny thing that I've found because like it's funny to say this, but it's true for me at least. It's not real until it's Facebook official. I think is what it's funny. I think so, but that's not the case for everyone. But I think it's the case for most people because some people don't like I'm gonna let the world know I'm with someone, and for whatever reason, like not because they're like ashamed or they're cheating, they just don't like to.
Yo, that was me and Sarah's thing for a while. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand on your end why, but there's some people that clearly don't care. It's just with that, but they never go Facebook official. And it's like, if you really mean it, then you would. Like, there shouldn't be a problem, right? And so you can tell
it
kind
shouldn't
of like
be
the
now.
of commitment around that person. But for Jean-Claude, like if you went Facebook official, I'd be like, oh shit, like that's like, you know, like, okay, there's some serious stuff going down. But for some others, it doesn't mean anything, or it means plenty.
I mean, I don't think there's anything like. If we would have made it Facebook official, it wouldn't. I don't think it would have made anything more serious or less serious. The reason I think mostly for us not doing it was kind of despite that whole stigma and that idea behind like it's not real if it's not Facebook official or da 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 da. It's like we don't need to explain ourselves or what we are to anyone else but ourselves. So
right, exactly, yeah. So for me, the reason why the whole it's not real thing, it's because you're basically telling the world that we are together and you're making it very public.
It's almost like a status symbol,
you're announcing it,
or like a trophy that you show people.
Don't want to do it
in high school. In high school, it very much was.
In high school, it very much.
Yeah.
Still, even like now in our young adulthood,
that's still like a trophy. Like I'm doing better at a relationship, because how many posts have you like engagement posts have you seen over the past few months?
Yeah.
Just for Thomas, I'm not trying to like screw on you, but people are like, be happy for us.
No, I can admit, like, okay, like Caitlin and I are in Disney, you know, the day of our proposal, and we have the whole day to like be in a theme park, and we were kind of like glued to our phones, like seeing what like nice things people were saying to us, because it's just something like in the day of social media, you kind of want that fulfillment of like, hey, this is a great moment for us, and we want everyone else to just see how great it is. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's almost like you take some sort of pride in it. But like, I will say on that note, I don't want to use names because we all know this person, but there's a friend of ours that I was talking to, and he, you know, had a long-term relationship that ended, and his girlfriend started dating somebody else. And before anyone knowing about it, went on Facebook and made it official that she was dating somebody else and posting all of this stuff, and had a conversation with him. And you know, he goes, I think it's kind of spiteful.
Right.
You do something like that, even if a relationship's not super serious, you use Facebook almost as a weapon to like go after that ex of yours and torment them.
Yeah,
and that's not cool. That's the problem with Facebook, is that
just social media in general, posting photos, and it's very mean-spirited in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've actually, for being someone who works in the sphere of social media, I've actually been very careful and I've not posted many pictures to my Facebook anymore. In the
Carlos,
last year.
I know this is going to sound like a joke, but are you and Ellie's Facebook official? I am genuinely curious.
Yeah, and I think we were. I think just days after we got together.
Oh, cool. All right.
Once again, we got together in high school.
Right.
So.
In high school, it was a different thing. Like in high school, you couldn't wait to be Facebook official with somebody.
Right. Yeah. And if you weren't, then something was wrong. Like if you didn't.
Right.
I actually have a funny story about that.
I went out with this girl on a date, and I'm like, oh, we're dating now. And I made it Facebook official. She's like, it was only one date. And then I convinced her. And I'm like, oh, no, I misread that.
And she's like, that's fine. We can be in a relationship. And that lasted like a month.
Gage, you always ask the girl before sending the Facebook
I thought it actually,
Well,
don't you send the request?
But wait.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, she has to reply to it. She has to accept it.
She has to accept it.
It was a long time ago, so like, I don't know.
It's like you get a thing like so-and-so wants to be in a relationship with you.
Oh, okay.
And you have to be like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm down for that.
Anyways.
This is my fear always.
Yeah,
I'm going to
DTF.
get that notification one day and be like, oh.
Kat, I've been sending you that notification for the past 9 years
She's been
now.
going, ooh.
Yeah, that's why I keep denying
She's been
it.
going, ugh.
She's been going, ugh.
What does that sound?
That's my car.
That's his
Oh.
time.
Dangerous carbon
Sorry.
monoxide levels have
I'm
been
like
reached.
a small animal. When I hear sounds, I get alarmed.
Sorry, I apologize.
Me too. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking about sort of like going back on dates and kind of looking back at sort of the past relationships that we've had. Where are we emotionally now?
That's an excellent question.
That's
What do
a
you mean?
Deep, that's a
That
deep
is a very
Fuck, man.
good question.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You guys don't really have to answer it, but like I feel like we've sort of been on this journey of like all of our emotional stuff.
Absolutely.
And you can say it or not say it.
No, I feel like I could have some response to that.
All right, Kat, why don't you go first since you went first every time? Thank you for that, by the way.
No, I feel like in the past I've been very much against the idea of relationships because I think getting to know somebody through dating is the most painfully awkward situation I could put myself in on purpose. So I tend to avoid that, and it's never worked out for me. Like I've always wanted to be in a relationship, but I've always ended up kind of going more towards people that I'm already friends with because it's like, oh, I could bypass that whole awkward dating phase because I already know this person, but that has had just a very poor success rate for me. So for that reason, I guess I've been very against the idea of dating, but throughout all my experiences, now I'm more open to the idea and I'm trying to push myself through all the awkwardness because it's not going to go over. So I'm trying to broaden my horizons and not kind of shut myself off from
Been
that
on
whole-
any dates lately, Kat?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know if anybody's surprising me with dates.
Someone's like, hey, let's hang out, just you and I in a dark room, and you're like, okay.
And this is the time for Gage to give out the hotline number for those that want to go on dates with Kat.
Yes, it is 1-800 GageAgnew.com. And just call.
No, I'm trying to not be so just shutting myself off from that whole world.
Yeah, because
More open and not a big chicken.
It's actually funny how Kat and I met because
When Gage met Kat. Sorry.
yeah, the new romantic comedy coming 2000 never. We met like at film premiere because she was starring in a short film and I did a short film, and we went to a party afterwards. And she was just like wandering around and she was like, hey, I know you from The Thing. We should talk.
I don't know if that's how it happened, but
Wait,
was that at David's house?
Was this?
Yeah,
was
it was
this,
at David's
it
house.
was.
Yeah,
Was
man.
this an intersex party and
Killer birthday.
Yeah.
the birthday cake killing
Oh, man.
movie?
Yeah, that was
The birthday
Yeah.
cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how we met, and we bonded over like Ant-Man and Nightcrawler.
We did. That was the best.
It's a good story, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fond memory.
I just wanted to tie that in saying, like, if you don't go out of your comfort zone, you're never going to meet that person. I mean,
I'm not saying
That's-
Kat and I are together. I'm just saying that like
But we wouldn't
Kat took a
be
chance.
friends. Yeah.
Kat took a chance, and I think it.
paid off greatly because, like, we're still here talking to each other.
Yeah. If I
It's
never
pretty cool.
was in that short film, I wouldn't know any of you guys. We wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound too egotistical, but I think through me you met like everyone else, or me and Caroline. and
Caroline,
Emily.
yeah. If Caroline didn't put me in her movie, I wouldn't know any of you guys. So
Okay.
I'm happy about that.
So going back to the whole thing about like first dates and stuff like that and the awkwardness, I think that's kind of the coolest component of it. I mean, personally, that's what I think
Yeah.
anyways. I mean, I love the idea of, I've never been on a blind date, but I've always wanted to, just because there's literally no commitments and no strings attached. When you have a friend and you date them or something like that, and you have like a group of friends that already works out in that respect, things could go sour and end up screwing everything over. But with someone completely outside your friend group, someone with no strings attached, you go in there, you could have a nice night, and you could have that, like, after 3 dates, you get to mutually sit down and be like, I don't see this going anywhere. And boom, done. No hard feelings.
That's a good point.
That actually happened. Well, the opposite of that happened to me with, like, I was dating within a group of friends and she broke up with me. And, like...
And it's like a divorce. And you have to, like, see who gets the friends.
Everyone sided with her.
Yeah.
And at that point, I had to, like, reevaluate, all right, who are my friends?
Yeah.
Who can I trust? And that was a hard conversation to sort of have with myself. By the way, this was in high school, so, like, it didn't matter.
But at the time, it did.
No, that matters. Some people think that anything that happens in high school is, like, dumb or not worth it.
Well, I wouldn't even say that. I would just say the relationship did not last long. It might have had, like, a lasting effect on me, but, like, I'm still friends with that person. So, like, no hard feelings.
The lesson you learn is the important part, and I think we've all learned some important lessons.
Through this podcast today, I think we came together just a little bit as a family.
No, this is a really good talk, though.
I think we're all realizing stuff about ourselves and sort of growing. But, like,
I had a great conversation with Carlos one time when I had a lot of self-realizations there.
Let's hear about it.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
Go ahead.
Going back to the
Carlos,
emotional state that we're in currently.
Listen. John Claude and I had a ton of conversations. We talked a lot of stuff, man. So I don't remember what we're talking about. Like, I don't remember what
This was when you visited me in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, man. Okay, see, I wasn't even thinking about that.
In Tallahassee, where like I'd be sitting on the couch and you'd be washing like a pasta pan and we'd just be talking.
We mentioned this on the second episode, which it was me, Kat, and John Claude.
Yeah, so it's been a long time coming. It's time for the story.
So, yeah, it's time for the dreaded story, or anticipated story, depending how you look at it.
Ready, bring it on.
What story?
The one where you visited me in Tampa. Do you remember this?
I remember the story. Do you want to say it?
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's some pretty heavy stuff. I don't know if we can delve into the whole entire lot of it.
Okay, you do it. You do it. You do it because it's all you, so.
Here's what I'm saying right now. Say it, and if you don't feel like you want to put it in the podcast, I'll cut it out.
Okay. Carlos, free to interrupt me if I'm like not retelling this completely. I'm gonna pick and choose what I want to say.
Okay.
Carlos visits me in Tampa with his girlfriend Dianelis, and we go out the night before he's leaving. We go out to this Greek restaurant in Ybor City. We go in, we're having Greek food, and we go there specifically because we think that they're going to have like these Greek dancers and throw plates in the air and break them, and it's beautiful, but for some reason I guess they had already had their last dance of the night, and we missed it.
Yes, it was also not too long before Christmas, and so they're having their Christmas party that night. And so they didn't want to do any of that crazy stuff because they were ready for that.
So it was kind of disappointing, but we ended up having just like some dinner and sitting down, having some drinks and talking. And I don't know, what was the catalyst that kind of got us onto that track? Do you even remember?
I don't know. We were making
jokes about something, and that's usually how this starts. And then Carlos started just like making some connections about like pointing things out that were funny, because we started talking about us being roommates and how whenever I drank coffee, I would never finish my entire cup of coffee, and I would leave like half-filled cups of coffee all around the house to just stagnate.
Oh man, we would not work well as roommates, John Claude.
Yeah, John Claude would leave coffee cups like with coffee in it, like halfway.
John Claude sees the coffee half full.
And so like as a joke, Carlos, this is just Carlos's personality. He starts laughing hysterically and just starts like pointing out things.
Being a dick,
And so
causes being a dick.
And so he starts pointing out, he's like, you know what, you man, that's like totally something that you fucking do. You never finish what you start, man. Like that with the animations. Am I right? Is this like So he's like with the coffee, with the animation. You know what? Kind of your story with like relationships too, man. Like kind of bail out on certain things. You start stuff and then you start hitting the abort button. And then things just started getting deeper, and I just started getting very introverted and kind of angry because I was realizing things about myself that I didn't kind of want to know. And he thought that I was like laughing and being like joking along and thinking it was a joke.
Yeah.
So he just pushed it and pushed it.
I thought it was having fun. I didn't know it was being mean.
Until the point where I'm just like, every relationship I've ever been in has just been like a lie. And I don't even know what I'm doing right now. It was heavy. And then I went to sleep that night, kind of angry. And he was like, are you angry at me, man? I'm sorry. I didn't mean you to be angry at me. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine, dude. Then I slept on it. And then I took stock of my life. And now I'm good because I know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was an interesting night.
And that's the story.
He reevaluated himself a little bit.
Yeah, I think we all sort of have that kind of moment of reevaluation, and I'm sure every one of us could pinpoint it.
Yeah.
Like, Carlos's was, like, when his first girlfriend broke up with him. Jean-Claude was when that happened, and I'm sure there's, like, multiple events. And for me, it was, like, when that second girlfriend broke up with me and everyone sided with her. I think we could all pinpoint that moment.
Yeah, I think it's important for everyone to have those every so often, you know?
Every so often,
Like,
yeah.
really
Don't
important
have
to
them every
those.
day.
No, God, they're pretty intense on yourself. But it's good to have them at least every couple of years, every few years. Have one of those like serious mental evaluations.
Take stock of who I am. And I think one of like the most brilliant things you said was like, if it's something you're not happy with, either accept it and just know that that's a part of you, or like try and fix it. But for the most part, if it's this far in, probably not going to happen.
Yeah, you never know. Like, it's something that, you know, it's something that you have to address. And if you keep ignoring it, that's when things go sour and things go really bad. It's like relationships when, you know, there's people that are together just to be together and they don't want to break up because of XYZ reason. And believe it or not, that's probably the worst thing they ever did or they're doing, you know, to take the plunge and either try and fix it or call it off for both of your sakes is important. And that's another life lesson from Carlos Cribeiro.
To quote Tommy Wiseau, if everyone in the world loved each other,
then
The
there
world
would be
would be
more
a better place.
Oh yeah, the world would be a better place.
I'm also homeless.
He's also homeless. Yeah, he's outside the Boston market right now.
Still sitting here. I think
You're like the drunk hobo on crack cocaine who's just like, yeah, giving out life lessons.
Give me that damn chicken. You know, bang on the window.
And
I always say everything you need to know in life can be learned from Tommy Wiseau. So.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah. And also Benny Mardones.
Benny Mardones, yes.
Every day,
indeed.
every day, forever.
I was a little bit confused that as the not Blink 182, the Bare Naked Ladies stuff was going on, that Benny didn't come up but once. I would have thought for sure he would have came in, but
He has to.
Yeah, Thomas, I wanted to ask you how you're feeling emotionally.
if you don't mind me asking,
how
because
I'm feeling emotionally.
you're the
in general,
most.
or
No, like, well, Thomas is the one getting married, and he's like the one most committed to a person in his life right now.
I will say that this is like unrelated to our relationship, to my romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But this podcast is called Almost Adults. I hate being an adult.
Amen. Amen.
That's the one thing about, you know, myself that I always kind of second guess. I have a bad tendency to get really nostalgic about things.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I like to live in the past a little bit, so I find myself sometimes finding unhappiness in the fact that things can't be the way they used to be, which is, you know, I think it's unhealthy for anyone to do that. But, you know, because it's different circumstance. Like, college is a stage of its life that I think most people will walk away fond of, like I do, and I think everyone here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I miss a shot of it.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, it's just different. It's different to commit yourself to basically just your job and, I guess, you know, yourself, and whether you're in a relationship or not, like that person you're in a relationship with. And there's, you know, not much time for other things. So it does get kind of hard to acclimate to that realization that, you know, it sounds kind of depressing, but I feel like most post-grads feel this way at some point, just in talking to all my friends, where you kind of feel like all the good times in your life are kind of over.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can sympathize.
You know, that being said, like, the whole getting married thing, starting a family, whatever, like, that's exciting to me. Like, I don't want a family right now, per se, but I do recognize that there's going to be other times in life that things, you know, get better, that it's not just always going to be job and nothing else. You know, I would say the one part where I'm struggling is with that realization, but everything else is solid. Everything else is solid. Yeah, it is kind of difficult because you start to, I don't know about any of you, but there have been times when I made the decision to move to Georgia for my career. And I did it as a career move. And, you know, while I do have, you know, a job in television, which is what I came here to do, there are times where I kind of like second guess whether or not that was worth it, because it gets kind of lonely when you go out and you start new in a different place. But yeah, I mean, I just think that's natural though, to kind of second guess your decision. I don't regret that I did it, because I learned a lot about myself from making that decision to move to a new city.
I do that all the time. I'm out here in California, and I have no idea if I made the right choice. And that's what's scary and sort of exciting about growing up. You don't know what's in the future. But if you do like these artistic things like a podcast or draw or video production, then like it makes you excited that you're doing these things and moving forward. My thing is like I can't look at the past. I just got to keep moving forward. I can look at the past and realize my mistakes, but I can't look at the past, look at my successes, and just hang off of those. I just got to keep moving forward.
You just got to be appreciative for what you do have, like what's going right.
We all have a roof over our head, except for Carlos.
Yeah, homeless.
He's homeless, yeah. I recognize that when everything's said and done, and Caitlin and I start having family, whatever, like I'm gonna move back home.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna, like not back home, but closer to home, where we could be near our family. And but I would never regret, for however long I'm here, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'll never regret it because it took doing that to learn where my priorities were in life, I guess. Because you get so hell-bent on the career that you sometimes sort of forget, what else makes you happy. Because you just think that if I get that job, then I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Job's not everything.
Job's not everything.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah.
And it's a dark place.
John Claude is just saying like, ditto.
No, it's different. It's different. Because we all right now are trying to do different things. And we are at different stages in our lives. Like both Gage and Thomas are out in way different cities trying to make it happen. John Claude, you're definitely going to school and you're trying to do something else. I'm at home, but once again, working on my career. And Kat, what are you up to?
I am also at home working on the next big adventure.
Yeah. The biggest thing I think is for anybody right now, you're 20-something and you're young and you're out of college, is to not settle in terms of like your career and trying to improve yourself. As long as you don't settle and like, you know what, fine, I'll just stay here, then you're good.
Yeah.
As long as you're always trying to look forward and trying to do something else and trying to make something happen, like make something of yourself, then.
We talked about this in a previous episode. I think it was the Alex episode, actually, where we were talking about people in the film school. I know this isn't related to love, and I'm sorry, but I think this is a good talk. A lot of people that go in there think that they're set for life. Like, okay, I'm in here, I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to make it big. But usually that's not what ends up happening. And I know this might seem like a lot of reiteration, but you got to dare to do new and different things, and you got to even dare to love more, dare I say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I was going with this, but even like when I became an Eagle Scout, I thought it was like a gold card to everything, and it really did not turn out. It's just another, I don't know what's the right word. Yeah, another accolade, like another factor in my adventure.
Something to put on a piece of paper and store in the old brain.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's very important for people not to plateau. As soon as you're satisfied with something, especially as an artist, that's when you hit the ceiling for you mentally.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
That's when you're toast. Like you have to always be trying to do something else. You really have to do something else and move forward to excel.
I'll share an eye-opening moment that I had, and this is something that Carlos and Gage can relate to more so than John Claude and Kat, because this is related to our industry. But one of the things that came with my current job was looking at applicants, because we were hiring an editor. So I had to sift through applicants and kind of see who the good people were, who the bad people were. And the large majority of them were like in their 30s. That's what was kind of scary, because like here we are trying to establish ourselves in an entertainment industry out of college. And we had this mindset where we went and we created our own web series, and we were like, oh my God, like we do this, everyone's gonna suck our fucking dick. Like, excuse my language, but that was kind of...
Yeah, our mentality.
That was the mindset of it.
That was never really my mentality. I just kind of viewed it...
A lot of people shared that. Like,
a lot of people shared that, I will say, but it wasn't my mentality.
But when you get out there and you, like, are in that real world, and you say, I did this accolade, like this accolade that you hold so close to your heart, and then that employer looks you in the face and says, so what?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the slap in the face moment. And whether like you're in the film industry or any other industry, you develop these accolades and hold them like so closely to your heart. And then to be told like, yeah, get in line, like so is everybody else. But that's just kind of like something that people have to accept when they get out of college, is that this sounds really depressing, but like they're not.
Oh no, it's 100%. That's like 100% applicable to where I am right now. So like that applies all to med school and your applications. Like I was actually going in front of my advisor the other day, because because I am applying once again to med schools in the next month.
Yeah.
So I sat in front of her and I was like, listen,
luck, man.
I'm going balls to the wall on this one. Like, no more excuses. Look at my application. How did I fuck up? Where can I go right? And she looked through it and she loved my personal statement. She looked at my CV, my resume, and she's just like, everything here is great. You seem like you're a perfect applicant. And I'm like, so what's wrong? It doesn't seem like medical schools are kind of looking at my application. They're just kind of tossing me to the side. And she's like, well, you have to realize that you're not special and it's something you have to accept. There are 50 other people just like you with these exact same things. And it's a statistics game. That's just something that I have to swallow, that I'm not as special as I thought I was.
Oh God. No,
yeah.
it's definitely, it's the hardest part about post-college life is learning that fact.
Yeah, that you're not a special snowflake.
And,
yeah.
I'm reading these applications and I'm like, holy shit, these people are like either more qualified than me or equally as qualified as me. And this is a situation that I'm in now, and I'm reading their resumes, and my supervisor's just saying, fuck them, like toss them to the side, like not good enough. And I'm like these are people that with years of experience that are very qualified, and only one of them's going to get this, and they all look the same. Like when you go through the applications, they all look the same. Like it's hard to distinguish. And that was an eye-opening thing for me to like read through a group of like 50 applicants for a job and learn that like they're all the same.
And it's also a very clear thing of, it's not about what you do, but it's about the people that you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, totally.
That's what I'm doing right now. So like in terms of applying to USF's medical school, they didn't accept me this past 2 years. And so now this time around, I've gone to like 4 different doctors, and I'm just like, look at my application. Let me see you in person. Let me talk to you in person. Let me shake your hand. Let me tell you who I am. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. And like every single one now that I've met and talked with them, it's just like, you know what? I have some friends that are on the board of admissions there at the college. And let me give them a call. Let me send them your resume and all this kind of stuff and see what they can do about you. And I'm just like,
Right.
So it's literally about stomping through the door and just like shaking someone. You could talk to the secretary. It doesn't matter. As long as you get your name out there, you looking someone in the eye and you put your personal touch. Because if you send in a piece of paper, they can just throw you to the side. If you stand in there and you're in front of them right face to face, it's a lot harder for them to just turn you away.
Let me ask you guys something a little bit more personal, and it kind of goes back to our thing about love. Would you say that you guys love yourself?
God,
you piece of shit, man. Today's not the right day to be asking
me that. We can cut that out.
You motherfucker, you're like my ex-girlfriend. Fuck you.
That's, personally, if you don't mind me speaking first on it. Personally, I feel like, for me at least, I'm sure that's true for many people, it's kind of like an ongoing battle. And I think there are good days and bad days. It's kind of a wave that I ride. But absolutely, you have to love yourself before you can kind of extend that to anybody else or let anybody else in. That's one of the most important things.
Yeah, I sort of have that same battle that Kat has. That's why I brought it up, because I've been applying to this place like almost every week. Or not applying, but like been in contact with people every week, and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere.
Have you gone in
with
person?
them. Yes, I have gone in person before. And, that weighs on you because you kind of think, like, what if you're not good enough and stuff? Even if you aren't good enough, you just sort of have to accept that and move on.
Yeah, that's my wave in terms of loving myself. I hold myself to, I guess, extremely high standards. And if I cannot be up to snuff to those standards, it crushes me. And then I have bad days.
Well, Jean-Claude, let me tell you this. Like, as someone who knows you personally, I think you hold yourself to ridiculous standards. I'm sure you already know this, but you're trying to be an artist. You're trying to be a med school student. You're trying to be an all-around good guy. I cannot do what you do, man. And I think where you've gone from here, like, we've done this for like 10 weeks. We've been consistently putting out podcasts. That's amazing. And especially on top of all what you're doing. So that's a quick reality check for me.
I
that you're
appreciate
doing all
it,
right.
man. That's makes me feel good.
No problem.
Yeah.
We should probably start wrapping this up. Does anyone want to say anything about self-love?
I do. I had a thought. There are definitely days where I think I'm not good enough, and why does this group or individual or organization or whatever not see that I'm good enough, and what can I do to be good enough? And then I think the best way to respond to that is to say, no, I am good enough, and if they don't see it, I'm going to make them see it, and if they still don't give a shit, then fuck them, and I'm going to go find somebody who does see that I am worth it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to accept that we are good enough, and anybody is not seeing it, then it's not worth the effort. And if there are things that we do need to improve on ourselves, then absolutely go for it. But don't do it for the wrong reasons. Don't do it to impress whoever you're trying to impress.
Yeah, it was sort of weird. I sort of had a similar eye-opening moment that you did. When we did the Chronos premiere, my parents saw my episode and Carlos's episode, Basic Training, and they were like, that was a really good job. I'm like, yeah, but I could have done better. And they're like, Gage, that was the biggest thing you've done. Why can't you just like learn to like yourself from that?
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my god.
I don't really like myself as much as I thought I did.
You should, though. I tell you all the time how much cool shit you do and how much you've accomplished.
Thanks.
I do. I'm always texting it to you.
Oh, yeah. I highly appreciate that.
You're a winner, Gage.
Do I get a gold star now?
You're doing cool things, Gage.
Gage, you're a wiener.
Fuck you, Carlos.
Dude, he's saying he'd dock with you. I think we all would.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Aw.
I want to share astronauts with you.
What I'll say on the topic, part of it's going to be a little bit cheesy.
Oh, this whole episode has been nothing.
It's going to be a little bit, nothing but cheese.
Okay, hold on. I got you on.
I kind of had an opposite effects from the end of college than Gage did. After that all came out, like, for better, for worse, whatever it was, like, I kind of had a fuck yeah, that was awesome, what I did kind of reaction to it.
Right.
Like, you know, I took a lot of pride in it. Not necessarily from the product, but from what I was able to accomplish. All of us should have felt that same accomplishment, that we stuck it out and actually finished that fucking project, because it was...
It was an undertaking.
It was a hell of an undertaking. But it was humbling after that was over to kind of see that it wasn't a big deal, that no one was going to think of it the same way that I was, no matter how much I wanted them to. No one was going to look at it and see the blood, sweat, and tears that were poured into it, and that, you know, you put all of yourself into something and no one's going to see it the same way you do. So that was humbling, and I struggled with that for a little bit, with the idea of not thinking I was as good as I thought I was, almost. But and this is where the cheese comes in, what helps get you through that is when take a step back and recognize that there's so many people out there that love me, and if they can love me, then why the hell can't I? So if all of those people in your life can love you, then there's no reason that you shouldn't love yourself, is the way I look at it.
That's a good point, man.
That's a good point.
I did not think of it like that at all.
I honestly do not think of the people that love me as much as I should, because, you know, I'm in sort of my own little world, and I sometimes forget about people. That sounds really bad, but it sort of happens when you're an adult. You lose touch with people.
Yeah, and that's, I think, a fear that a lot of people have when they move to different steps in their life. Like, are those people that I care about, that care about me, going to fade into the background? I don't know. You just have to, like, remind yourself of all those people that have taken their time to be there for you, and you've taken your time to be there for them. You know, they're willing to do that for you, then the least you can do is treat yourself respectfully and not get down on yourself.
I think that's a awesome note to end on, but let's do concluding thoughts real quick, just so everyone has their
Carlos,
last
start us off.
thing.
What do I say about what, man? We talked so much stuff. I don't know how to end it.
Watch the new Hey Arnold movie.
Don't do that. Okay, love yourself because other people love you. All right, I'm going to say that from Thomas. Yeah, at the same time, definitely always push yourself forward. Give your commitment to those who you think really deserve it. Don't leave them hanging in the dust, in the air. Make sure that you're always your best possible, man. Just try and do you.
I mean, I think Justin Bieber says it best.
All right, go ahead.
If you like the way you look that much, baby, you should go and love yourself.
Thomas, what do you mean?
And Carlos, if I could fly, I'd pick you up.
I'd take you into the night and show you love like you've never seen.
Never seen.
Like no one knows, but that's from probably one of the best songs in the world, Benny Mardones, Into the Night.
I'll link that song in the description.
You have to.
All right, Kat, final thoughts?
I don't know what more I can add, other than what I just said. It's important to love yourself, look to the future, believe.
Thank you for coming on. We've done this for like 2 hours now. We've been on Skype for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So like, thank you everyone for sticking through.
Of course.
Yeah. This is my first time. I had a good time. I was not expecting this type of conversation based on the previous podcasts that you guys have done.
Oh, yeah. We have one called Sonic v. Mario Snapchats of Porn, and we have this on the opposite
spectrums.
end.
We gotta make them.
I think this is cool. I mean, from an outside perspective, because I haven't done this with you guys, the type of conversations that I think we've had today are necessary for everyone that's going through our stage of life right now.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you guys call this thing Almost Adults, and it's a good topic that not a lot of people
Apt
talk
name.
about, trying to become adults.
John Claude?
So going over the stuff that we talked about, I think an important note that I'm working with right now, don't hold yourself back out of fear of failure. So out of fear of failing to do something, don't let that stop you from giving like your whole entire everything to that one goal. If you have a goal in mind, don't like give only 90% and save that 10% on like a backup plan if you might fail, because you can't have that mindset. Just, have your dreams, give your 110% to it. If you fail and hit rock bottom, build yourself back up.
Right on.
Someone grab the tissues.
Because
And my concluding thoughts are, I'm sorry I put you guys all through this.
But
It was fantastic.
I think it brought us closer as friends.
It was very sobering. It was very eye-opening.
I'm happy to talk. Thank you guys for listening.
thanks for coming on. There we go.